not far away. There is no doubt Santa's elves are working very hard on those perfect presents for whoever is on the nice list. But who helps the elves? Well, there is actually the job of being a toy tester. Can you believe that is for real? Let's find out more now from Belinda Grubner of Moose Toys.
Hi,
Belinda, thank you for joining us. So can I ask, there is such a thing as a toy tester. How do you become one?
Yes.
There
Where can I apply?
is. Well, you need to be under 12. That's the first rule.
What if you're emotionally under 12?
Emotionally under 12 can qualify as well. We have a lot of them in our office. So there's two ways you can be a toy tester.
Yes.
You can be a formal toy tester, which means you work for a research company and you do this pretty much. Or what we do a lot within our work is that we'll actually get kids to come in and play. This is the best way to see if a toy's going to work or not.
Whoa!
Can you apply online if you want your kids to be toy testers?
You can through
I love this one. The boys are loving
Boom
that
blasting.
one.
It certainly makes your heart go a little bit faster.
No, I was squealing before. Someone said, "Can someone stop that little girl from squealing?" And I had to say, actually, that was me. Now, can I just get this straight? So there is such a thing as a real professional adult toy tester who gets paid to test toys?
Adults can toy test,
just
but you
asking for
probably
friends.
won't get paid. Children can work through a research company and certainly get paid, but it's more informal. This type of play is really important to see how children are engaging and playing with a toy.
And of course, we know that Santa's elves are very busy at this time of year. How are each of these toys conceived? How does the original idea...
The elves are keeping us busy too, there's no doubt about it. We start 2 years out before the product actually lands on a retail shelf.
Really?
And it starts with brainstorming. So we'll work through what are some key trends, what are some ideas that we think could work with kids, and most importantly, we think about what's going to stimulate their imagination.
Sorry, that was me again.
They are.
But like, who comes up with this? So you're sitting around at a table with a bunch of people. I imagine they've all got ponytails, and you're saying, you know, oh, imagine if we just got these little plastic sticks that look like chicken wishbones, and then suddenly they exploded.
Well, it starts with what do we think kids would like to do. So the first thing is, do we think that they would like a surprise or an element, and then the brainstorming starts.
Yeah.
So we do
clever?
have some amazing, innovative and very childlike, but in a positive way, people that work in our organisation. So they come up with these ideas and then we test them on kids.
Wow.
So what happens if do you ever have a scenario where the test group rejects a toy and says, not a hit, or how do you work that
Yeah,
out?
so the process that we go through is really important. So if we were to watch a child play with a toy and we think, you know what, maybe they can't open it properly, or they're not reacting to it the way that we'd like, we can tweak
That's a
it as we
great
go
idea.
along. So by the time we actually sell the product, it should be working really well.
What happens to the elf who came up with that idea? Does he get booted out from the door?
He gets retrenched. Belinda, can we talk about this, you know, a week or so to go before Christmas,
Yes.
and if you haven't put the list for Santa, some of the top toys this year, what are these?
These are called Pick Me Pops, and they are the latest collectible craze. So we've had huge success with a brand called Shopkins, which many of you might have heard of.
Which are these little ones, aren't they?
The kids love those.
Yeah, these little ones, is that right?
Yep, they're happy places. You can see Shopkins and the Shoppies are down your end as well.
I've got boys,
Yep,
so often
there we
these
go.
are
When my
girls, aren't
baby
they?
smiles at me, I go to Rio.
And what's inside the Pick Me Pop,
yeah, so
although
what do you do?
fantastic
Yes,
dancing,
they're
we
awesome.
have their little plushies. And what we're finding is that kids are actually unboxing these out of their little lollipop vessel, and they're attaching them to their school bags.
Yeah,
and there's
right.
45 of them to collect, and they also smell very, very sweet. This is
Stop it.
watermelon.
May I have a smell?
So these actual lollipops, do you eat them?
No, not eating.
No, really just
Absolutely.
pretend.
The
Kids
best
love
thing-
collectibles,
they do.
right? And then they
Delicious.
become
And the other
obsessed.
thing that kids love the most is a surprise. So what can they find inside the package? So in here, you don't know what you're going to
Yes.
get.
And
That's right.
you end up buying, which I've done before, you end up buying 9 to try.
Yeah.
That's a sign of a very good parent.
So
Keep buying.
cynical, Carl, so cynical.
And this one, the boys
This
have
is Boom Blastics,
Connor,
and this is
Yeah.
what the kids are having a great time
look at
playing
this
with
one
down
here.
here.
Connor, can I ask you? I'm not sure how we can hear mine. What do you think of this one? This is specifically targeted to boys or girls?
And families. It's actually a
Okay.
really great family game. And if you think about how the tension and the excitement as you build up these Boom Blastics on the little stage, the excitement of when they explode, it doesn't matter how old you are. I can
love
see the
that one
excitement
too.
here.
Look at this. Okay, I don't know if we can get it, but this one's almost
This one here is
ready
about
go,
to
isn't it?
explode.
Connor, what do you think?
I think it's really quite fun.
Do you think it's good?
Yeah.
All
I
right.
reckon that's been the winner.
And I know you're not supposed to
Yeah.
have favourites, but I've just turned on Cuddles, my little kitten. And, you know, for those that don't have a pet at home, and she's certainly her eyes and her purring. This is my favourite for the year.
Oh my God! Thank
they-
God
Her name's
Jessica
Cuddles.
Rowe isn't here.
I know,
otherwise
she'd
she
love
would
it.
be- that cat would be locked up in the basement somewhere.
And you can see her eyes and the purring.
Oh,
She's
so
a bit loud though, so I'll
how
turn her
much
off.
do these retail for? Like, what's your price?
The Pick Me Pops range from $4.99 up until $20, and
gosh, that's
we've got
good.
our little kitten here. She's roughly around $50, depending on which retail that you go to.
Wow.
Can you get them online and stuff? Because I find that, you know, kids ask a very specific list and then you get to the
Absolutely.
shop and you're like the last person and you see someone else grab it.
Yeah.
All of our retail partners here have
Yeah.
.com sites,
Right,
so you can
okay.
certainly
Yeah,
Can
browse.
I've always wanted to know this because the best toys were always the ones that you couldn't get.
Yep.
Do you deliberately, like, if a toy sells out and it's impossible to find, is that actually a good thing for you?
Well, it is, and this is what's happening
want
with
it to-
Pick Me Pops at the moment, and also with Cutie Cars. We actually can't manufacture enough.
You're
so
kidding.
no, and
So you don't know how much of a hit it's going to be.
we will
Right,
work through
yeah.
what we think it's going to be, and that's on a global level. And if the product's selling exceptionally well, our factories can only produce so much. So
Wow.
in the lead up to Christmas, it can be a real thing and very hard to be able to find the
Oh my
hottest
God,
toys that
I'm
are out
knew
there.
it.
driving round to Parramatta, Westfield or
Yeah,
whatever.
trying to find that
The last
perfect
toy.
I swear to God, I once bought a Millennium Falcon that I couldn't find in an underground car park from some guy who was
Gumtree?
driving
I
a
hope it
stolen
was the real
Subaru
thing.
WRX.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Oh, don't worry.
yeah, that says everything, Joe.
No, I had my henchman told me this.
Belinda, thank you so much for joining
Absolute
us. We
pleasure.
really appreciate it. And
Thank
for more
you.
information, you can head to moosetoys.com. And studio audience, guess what?
What?
These
No.
toys aren't just for show. You will all be going home with the full range.
No!
That is 8 toys each.
Oh my God, you're all spoiled. You are all
Toys.
spoiled.